Welcome back. Now, as the year comes to an end, reflecting on our achievements and challenges can be both rewarding and overwhelming. To help us better understand the importance of healthy reflection and how it can positively impact our mental and emotional well-being, we're joined by Fransina Uukule, a social worker at Sina's Healthcare based in the North. Fransina, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Fransina, why is it important for individuals to take time, to reflect on the year, and how does this process, contribute to our mental well-being?
Thank you very much for your question. Reflecting on the year is an essential part of personal and emotional growth. It also allows individuals to reflect on where they have been and what they have achieved and the challenges they have faced. So by doing this, it also helps to create a sense of clarity and closure, which are particularly important for maintaining mental well-being. By reflecting, one gains insight into his or her behavior, decision, and progress, which fosters self-awareness and resilience. It also helps, when one is reflecting, it also helps the person to identify areas which need improvement.
Now, we found that many people, will focus on their failures rather than their successes. So how can individuals shift their mindsets to celebrate their progress, no matter how small it may be?
I think it's very important for us to understand that when we fail, or when we fail, it's also a learning process. It doesn't define that we are totally failure, but also to be able to identify what are other aspects that the person has done well, but not just focusing on the things that you have not been doing well.
And what role does self-compassion play? We always say be kind and gentle with yourself. So what role does self-compassion play when you reflect on the year, especially for those who might feel that they didn't quite meet their personal or professional goals?
Self-compassion is very crucial when reflecting, particularly when individuals feel they have fallen short. And this also, it involves treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience. Instead of engaging in a half self-criticism, self-compassion encourages you to recognize that setbacks are part of being human. And it can also foster emotional balance by acknowledging your struggle while gentle, encouraging you to move forward. And in addition, self-compassion can transform reflection into a healing process rather than a judgment one, helping people rebuild confidence and focus on what they can do next.
Lastly, Fransina, for individuals who may find, reflection overwhelming or even triggering, what advice do you have, to make the process more positive and empowering for them?
Thank you so much for your question. For those who find reflection overwhelming, it is important to approach the process gently. And you need to start small and focus on one positive memory. What happened throughout, achievement or experience at the time, rather than just trying to analyze the entire year. Using guided prompts or journaling exercise can provide structure and keep the process manageable. Additionally, focus on the present moment by acknowledging how far you have come instead of just focusing on things that you have failed. For some individuals seeking support, they can also seek support from a therapist. If you are struggling with this, if the reflection end up being overwhelming, I advise people to seek help from a therapist. And that's why therapy is very important. So lastly, one can also incorporate self-care into the process, reflecting while in a comfortable and calm environment. And this can also reduce feelings of anxiety or overwhelming. So to add on this question is that there are also facilities where one can also be admitted, because when you are feeling overwhelmed, you can also, if you did not manage this overwhelming very well, one can also end up having severe stress. And this stress can also escalate to depression, where you just feel like you are a failure. So there are currently in Ondangwa, we just opened a facility that can admit people when they are going through stress and depression. And I would really encourage people to seek help and take care of their mental well-being.
Madam Uukule, it was lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much for having me again.
It's almost time to say goodbye, but not quite. We'll be right back.